Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Crypto Lark here. Today we're doing our Bitcoin news roundup, looking at all the latest, hottest things happening in Bitcoinland from the last week. Before we get into all the details, quick shout out to everyone who has been hitting that like button, and of course a massive thank you to everyone who has been subscribing to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, hit the button down below to stay up to date with all of the latest. And furthermore, this is not professional financial advice, guys. This is just a dude talking about cryptocurrencies on the internet. Let's check it out. Bitcoin, $11,688.70 at the time of this recording. Of course, we are continuing to hit new all-time highs all the time. The market cap is closing in on $200 billion just for Bitcoin. Amazing time to be a Bitcoin holder, without a doubt. The markets, a lot of what we've seen before, Bitfinex still accounting for the majority of volume, Korean won and Japanese yen pairings very high on the list, although IOTA Bitcoin pairings are very, very high on the list as well, as IOTA has absolutely taken off this week, so a lot of people doing Bitcoin IOTA trading or buying throughout the week. Moving on to our first news story, Bitcoin now worth more than Boeing and New Zealand's economy. New Zealand. Wow. Bitcoin, you go. That is crazy. To think a whole country full of buildings and houses and people and sheep and kiwi birds and all this crazy stuff. Bitcoin's worth more than that. That's impressive. Of course, this is just the latest economy to be eclipsed by the monster that is Bitcoin. The man, the famous man, who threw away a hard drive full of Bitcoin now wants to dig up the landfill site. Good luck to you. Wow. That's, of course, a terribly unfortunate event for that guy, and I'm sure he regrets it every single day when he gets online and sees a news story about Bitcoin. I hope he finds it, personally. That would be a fantastic story. The Winklevoss twins are now Bitcoin billionaires. From an $11 million investment in 2013, their Bitcoin holdings are now worth more than $1 billion. That is amazing. Just shows you the incredible growth in Bitcoin over the past few years. So hats off to those guys. They're doing very well out of their Bitcoin investment. I hope they're hodling. But if they do want to spend a little bit of that sweet, sweet Bitcoin profit over in London, Europe's first Bitcoin strip club. Woo! Apparently, if you are looking for a silly way to spend your Bitcoin, well, they got you covered. I can think of a million better ways to spend my Bitcoin than going to a strip club, but I guarantee you someone's going to be doing it. Over in Japan, 4 new cryptocurrency exchanges have been approved by the Japanese Financial Services Agency. Great news, of course, seeing even more adoption happening in Japan. As if there wasn't enough adoption in Japan already, this brings even more. Over in New York, the New York regulator doubling down, saying that we're guarding consumers from Bitcoin, the evils of Bitcoin, at the same time that we see Wall Street becoming increasingly interested in Bitcoin. I think we all know what the real story is there, of course. In Europe, UK and EU plan crackdown amid crime and tax evasion fears. Now, what they're really doing here is trying to increase the AML laws, anti-money laundering, anti-trafficking laws, so that exchanges have to go through a more rigorous process to know who is actually using those exchanges. And of course, you guys know what this is going to lead to: taxes. They want to know who is exchanging Bitcoin, how much you're making, how much you're investing, and how much, of course, they need to tax you for that. That will be the end story, I'm sure. Okay, I found this cartoon and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. How would you like control of Bitcoin wrapped? Says corporate media to Uncle Sam. Anti-terrorism or to protect kids? I love it. I love it. Classy cartoon. Bitcoin mania. Put into context. Bitcoin, 2.4% of the total coins and banknotes, 2.3% of the $7.7 trillion gold market, 0.25% of the $73 trillion global stock market, 0.19% of the $90.4 trillion broad money supply, 0.083% of the real estate market, and 0.033% of the $544 trillion derivatives market. Is Bitcoin in a bubble? Long, long way to go here, guys. It is such a tiny fraction. I know that us as Bitcoin watchers get a bit excited and think, oh my God, $11,000, it's so big, it's so scary, what's going to happen to Bitcoin, it's all going to explode, everyone, intelligent sounding people on TV are saying that it's a bubble and it's all going to go to pieces, oh my God. No. Hold on to your Bitcoin. HODL the heck out of it, guys, because the future is bright for Bitcoin. If it can get even, let's say, 5 or 10% of, global markets, that is just mind-blowingly huge. And look, it's hard to put numbers on. It's hard to put predictive numbers on it because it's still so new and there's still so much room moving forward for Bitcoin. But if you think that $11,600 is the end game for Bitcoin, and there's a lot of people who think otherwise too. 9 industry experts share their future Bitcoin price predictions. Now look, a lot of these are fairly conservative. A lot of people saying around about $25,000. I feel like $25,000 is going to be reached much sooner than many people expect. Someone said $75,000. And if you think Bitcoin's actually going to go to $75,000, don't worry about buying it at $11,600. Get in there and hodl. Get in there and hodl without a doubt. I like this prediction probably the best. Looking that the second half of 2019 can push Bitcoin to 6 digits in 2020. Imagine if you buy a Bitcoin now for $11,000, you hold it, and you sell it in 2020 for $100,000. That's not a bad gain, is it? And look, there are bigger gains to be had in some altcoins. Sure. But we're not talking about altcoins. We're talking about Bitcoin. It is the safest investment in the crypto space. And the gaining potential is unbelievable right now. Further news from mining front, Hut 8 partners with Bitfury Group to establish North America's largest Bitcoin data centers. This is a Canadian company. Bitfury, of course, one of the companies that makes chips for Bitcoin mining. So they're setting up a Bitcoin mining data center in Canada, taking advantage of some of that cheap power that is going in Canada. If you want to get involved in some Bitcoin mining yourself, come over here and you can check it out on Hashflare. Currently, Hashflare doing the $150 terahash. It is the cheapest terahash in the game right now. However, you do need to be aware that that is a 1-year contract. Although the profitability on a 1-year contract is pretty crazy right now, considering that 0.01 Bitcoin is currently $168. For 1 terahash, you will approximately get 0.06. Now look, that is not the final number of Bitcoin you're going to get. You have to take out fees. You have to account for difficulty adjustments over time. But still, you do have some really good potential here to actually gain more Bitcoin by investing in mining. But please do be aware of some of the risks of cloud mining in particular, because there's a 1-year contract before you go off and invest your money. But I've just bought some more terahash power for my contract because it is just so crazily profitable right now. One of the other players that do have some stock in the terahash market for cloud mining is Bitcoin.com. However, theirs are twice the cost of Hashflare currently. But you can always diversify and get some over there too if you feel like spending some more money. Or if you have a Tesla, use it to mine Bitcoin. Now look, this isn't actually using the Tesla in particular to mine the Bitcoin. This is actually putting a Bitcoin miner in the boot of the car, trunk for Americans, and hooking it up to the supercharger and basically using the free power to go ahead and mine Bitcoin with. Clever. Very, very clever. And finally, we are getting to our Bitcoin Bitcoin giveaway. Every week we are giving away $50 worth of Bitcoin. All you have to do is put your address in down below, leave me a comment on the video, and you will be in to win $50 worth of good old-fashioned Bitcoin. Who is the winner this week? Jay Halko, great stuff as always. Lark, thank you very much. $50 worth of Bitcoin coming your way. Thank you so much for tuning in. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time, guys.